Welcome to RidgeLife, I'm Tim, and today we're talking about one of our RidgeLife Freedom Tour side trips. And this was in Oklahoma on Route 66 at the Catoosa Blue Whale. We had some spare time before visiting our channel friends this day, and we decided to explore the Route 66 route through Claremore, Oklahoma. Now, if you're not familiar with Route 66, it goes across almost the entire United States of America, and it really connects small town after small town, and many Americans have traveled it as they went across America. Now, there's so many side attractions that you could spend your entire summer visiting all these little things on Route 66. Well, the Catoosa Blue Whale is one of these attractions. You'll see in the video as we visited the Catoosa Blue Whale, you know, it is an old rundown place. You can tell it used to be something really special to a lot of kids in the past, but has fallen to ill repair. We walked around, saw all these cool things, and then right at the very end, we met an older man, an older gentleman, and he asked if we had any questions. And we said, yeah, of course we have some questions. This is a really cool place. We'd like to know more a little bit about it. And we asked him, you know, if he knew the owners. And he told us he was the owner. They had actually, his family owned it. His dad is the one that built it. Now this gentleman's in his 70s, mind you. His dad is the one that built it, and his family has owned it all these years. They just sold it this April to the city of Catoosa. But he's still there living in a camper as the transition, and he talks to people. He tells them all these cool things. And we got to talk to him that day. After our talk, he gave us this blue pamphlet. It gives the history of the blue whale. And before I tell you some of the stories he told us, I want to read this to you real quick, if you don't mind. The following excerpt was written by Hugh's daughter, Dee Dee Davis Belt, for the Catoosa Historical Society's History of Catoosa book, published in 2003 to celebrate the Catoosa Centennial. The Blue Whale was built by Hugh S. Davis, Boy Scout, photographer, zoologist, lecturer, father of 2, grandfather of 4, great-grandfather of 9, and friend of many. Hugh believed that every day was a beautiful day, that people should use their talents that God gave them, that one should keep busy thinking, planning, and creating, that people should love what they do and do what they love. I think Raleigh Homestead says that. That you should always finish what you start, and that you should enjoy life and live it to the fullest. The pond on the Davis property was always a fun place. Before the whale was built, the kids who were friends of the Davises' son, Blaine, and daughter Dee Dee, they swam, canoed, and dug out African canoes, played King of the Hill by throwing each other off the large floating rafts, and fished for perch and bass. They picnicked in the summer and skated on ice in the winter. Then Hugh's children grew up and the pond was quiet. But not for long. When Blaine and his sons John and Paul, their favorite place was across the road, building and exploring with their papa. Hugh always had a project in the making. Whether it was building furniture, creating an alligator ranch, or constructing an ark, he was always busy. After his retirement from the Tulsa Zoo, he devoted all of his time to developing facilities to educate people about nature. First, he built the Ark with its cute cut-out wooden animals smiling at the kids who celebrated birthdays there. Then the Alligator Ranch and Nature's Acres with its live alligators, snake pit, and prairie dog village. In the late 1960s, at the age of 60, Hugh began to doodle pictures of fish that he wanted to build at the pond. From that fish evolved a whale. Larger and larger he grew, from sketches on napkins to drawings oversized sheets of paper. He left notes about the materials he used to build the blue whale. And again, these materials were concrete and rebar and just all kinds of, you know, things. He laid it all out, and it took a lot to do it. To accomplish his plan, he needed to help fashioning the iron framework, the skeleton of the whale. For this task, he called on his dear friend Harold Thomas, a welder, to weld the 20-foot tall, 80-foot long structure. Harold worked 100 hours and charged nothing. He enjoyed helping out a neighbor and friend. It took 2 years, 1970 to 1972, to build the whale. According to Hugh's notes, he worked 2,920 hours applying the cement, which he hand mixed and applied with one 5-gallon bucket at a time. In July of 1972, the unpainted whale began attracting people who wanted to fling themselves off its tail, slide down his water-coated fins, and poke their head out the holes in the whale's head. So began what became one of the best-loved icons of Route 66. From 11 a.m. until dark, every day except Monday or when it rained, people swam, picnicked, and fished. Blessings were showered upon the Davises during the time the Blue Whale was in operation. No one was ever seriously injured, and no one ever sued, and no one was ever bitten by a snake. It was a good time, it was a good place. Because of Hugh's crippling arthritis, the Blue Whale was closed in 1988. Hugh died January 11th, 1990, and his wife, Zelta, to whom he had given the whale as an anniversary gift, passed away August 1st, 2001. The Blue Whale is now owned by Dee Dee Davis Belt and her husband, Dick. Blaine and his sons, John and Paul, keep the grounds maintained and the gates open so people can continue to enjoy the Blue Whale. Restoration of the Blue Whale has been an ongoing effort, and in 1997, the Catoosa Chamber of Commerce refurbished the fading landmark. Governor Frank Keating himself painted the pupil on the Blue Whale's eyes. Volunteers, private companies, family members, and the Hampton Inns have pledged time, money, and energy to maintain the site. And again, now the city of Catoosa owns it as of April of this year. And the older man we happened to find out, was Blaine, the son, the sister of Dee Dee, the son of Hugh, who built this. So Blaine was out in the military overseas. I believe it was during time of war. During that phase, he was already an adult, but his dad really loved the kids of the area. And Blaine, this older gentleman that Starla and I got to meet, he told us stories of how his dad researched building this whale. You know, it talked about the gallons of cement, the 5-gallon buckets. Well, I thought he told us they were 1-gallon buckets they would carry up, because he had to carry them up by hand. And when you're putting by hand concrete in a lattice steel framework, you have to keep doing it, keep it wet, because you'll get cold joints. If the concrete solidifies and you come back the next day to put more concrete on, you've got a cold joint and it will crack and not last very long. Well, his dad, not being an expert in any of this, he did research on it, and he kept that concrete wet the full time it took to coat that whale in concrete. Working every day, spraying it with hoses, continuously putting concrete on it, and if he had to leave it for a time, he'd put wet blankets on it and have people go spray it with water. And to this day, there is not a single crack in any of that concrete on the whale. I've looked myself. There's a few more stories that Blaine told us that I want to tell you, but I want you to watch the video first. Watch the video as we did a walk around, and then we'll tell you more about what we saw.
We're at the Catoosa Blue Whale on the famous Route 66 in Oklahoma somewhere. Claremore. Is that right?
Perfect. That's awesome. So before we go over and check the Blue Whale out, we're gonna go up here and see this old ship. Oh, they got it all blocked off now. It's like it used to be able to go in it. It's like this was an attraction from a long time ago. Look, they had turnstile. Used to be. Keep out. Do not climb or enter any structure. Yeah. What'd you call those, Starla?
You want me to say it?
What was the politically correct way to say it?
Penis farm?
I guess so. Did you say penis farm?
Yeah.
Oh. We're coming up to the penis farm. It's a penal colony, right?
Peni.
Peni?
Is it a fungi? They're peni.
You know what those are over the top of them?
Looks like light shades.
Yep, light globes. What is this thing? What is this thing? I have no idea what this thing used to be, you think? I do not know. So what do you think this used to be?
Well, there's no way in, so I would say it's probably a bird
sanctuary
enclosure.
Or something?
Yeah, maybe.
So I wonder how long ago this used to be something. I mean, other than what it is now. Because look how grown up it is. Isn't this crazy? Alright, so which... I don't know, it's kind of crazy. I wonder what the nets are around these things. Used to be old special trees or something. That one, that was dead. Almost dead.
Probably trying to preserve them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be like a bird sanctuary
You think?
of some sort. Not a.
No, because that's, yeah, this one's just open. There's nothing in this one. I have no idea how far this goes around. But you can tell this used to be something years and years ago, didn't it?
Probably a sign out there that tells you.
Yeah, we'll have to go check. Because we're probably starting backwards, you know? You're probably supposed to start at the Blue Whale and then take the walk. But we're gonna save the best for last. Uh-oh. I guess we're not going that way anymore. Coming back out. Catoosa Blue Whale.
Must be a petting zoo or something.
Huh?
Oh, it's a restroom.
They're fishing. Pond rules. Fishing is catch and release only. No swimming allowed. Albuquerque, take a wrong turn.
All these are Missouri and Oklahoma and Texas. Amarillo. You can go to Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Amarillo by morning.
Not today. Catoosa Blue Whale. Check this out. Walk over here. It's like it used to be swimming. They had diving board. You could climb up there, the slide into the water. Check it out. Pretty cool. Cool. Little chairs and tables. Pretty cool.
That's cool. It's a water slide.
Yeah.
You can dive off the top.
Probably used to have diving board. Probably back in the day, and there's lifeguards used to sit out there probably. It's just,
Maybe this was a little
it
campsite.
was a thing, yeah, because you know, I bet it was. Let's go inside the belly of the Blue Whale. Oh, that's cool. What's that made out of? Pretty cool. Climb up, slide down into the water. Oh, there's fish. See the fish on it?
What's up, Jonah?
Jonah, where's Jonah?
Jonah. In the belly of the whale.
Climb up here.
You be through?
Yep. Get a good view right here. Woo!
Just wood. Wood floor.
I want to see.
Oh, well, then go up there yourself. It's hot up there.
Is it?
Like our barn.
Yeah. Loft in the barn. Oh, okay. Pretty cool. Oh, oh, oh! Let's go up and see what we can see up here. Dun 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 dun. Bump bump. Bump 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 bump. Whoa, I don't know if I want to walk up there. Well, no, it's pretty solid, but
Skirt. Say
yeah,
skirt.
no handrails. No, I don't know if it. Yeah, you can tell it used to be sturdy. Yeah, I guarantee there used to be a diving board up here. It's pretty cool. Huh?
Just a platform.
Or just platform from diving. Yeah, not actually a bounce board, springboard. couple big turtles. Let's see it, turtles. Turtle right there. I see it coming up. It's 2 turtles. See them coming up? Boom, there they are. Turtles! Turtle, turtle. Turtle, turtle. Beautiful day here in East Arkansas. Beautiful day here in East Oklahoma. There you go, I said it right this time. Beautiful day in East Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Where's that from? Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. He caught one. There you go. He caught a fish. Good job. Bump, bump. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. Woo! Look at her. All right. Look at her. Woo! She's on top of the world. That's pretty awesome. Main Street of America. Father of Route 66. Pretty cool. Red-eared slider is an aquatic reptile. That's that turtle we saw a second ago in the water. Legend of Burma Shave. Concession stand is closed for the time being. Of course, they have kawa, kavi, kafo, coffee, 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 cafe, coffee, kafa, cafe, cafe, kafa, coffee, der coffee, 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 and cafe. There you go. That's how you say coffee.
Or you just don't drink it.
Or you just don't drink it, yeah. California, US 66. Arizona, US 66. New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Illinois. Well, there's why those were on the sign, Starla, because those are all the states that have Route 66 in them.
Oh, okay.
Ah, pretty cool. Okay, so you all saw the pit, the metal framed with the concrete bowl, and we were asking, what was that? You know, was it some sort of aviary with birds in it and had a net over it at some point? Well, Blaine had said, and this kind of alluded to it too, the paper, that was a snake pit. That all the snakes they caught out of the pond area, they would throw the venomous ones in that snake pit. So that was a venomous snake pit. As we were walking around, you saw the pond that was just completely overgrown, and there was this thing floating in the middle of it. That was the alligator pit. So that's where they kept the alligators. The cages you saw as we were walking around, later on, before things shut down, people would capture raccoons, possums, birds of prey, and they would bring them up to the family, and they would put those in the cage to be looked at like a zoo, because you know his dad was from a zoo, and until they could find a proper home for them or release them back into the wild. So that's what those cages were, and there were apparently many of them. Of course, the big ark you saw when we first came in, you know, they had birthday parties there, and there was animals peering out the windows of all the arks, and it was a turnstile, and you could go play in the ark in Noah's Ark. It was pretty cool. He told us stories of, you know, the swimming features. You know, they had a big dock out in the middle of the lake, and they had a lifeguard stationed out in the middle of the lake on a big stand, and just people from all around would come to swim there. The water slides going out the side, and the big diving platform off the tail, and then guys of all, you know, shapes and size, and girls too for that matter, would jump and backflip and do all kinds of crazy things. Going through all of that, and he said the same thing this paper said, no one in all those years ever got hurt seriously, and no one ever sued. And apparently that's different in today's society, because you get hurt going through a drive-through at McDonald's and you sue at the first chance you get. But luckily that was a time and area where that didn't happen, and so many kids got to have fun. I really wish we could have recorded our time with Mr. Blaine. He walked up, and Starla and I had just finished recording our walkabout, and he kind of, you know, started talking as he came up, and I didn't have an opportunity to get the camera rolling. I really wish I would have, so you could have heard these stories from himself, because it was really heartfelt how you could hear him talking about his dad and the things his dad did for his community, and how he's been carrying on that tradition, living there and taking care of the grounds and making sure people could come in for all these years. I sure hope everyone enjoyed the stories behind the Catoosa Blue Whale and getting to see our little walk around. It's just one of the many awesome things we did on the RidgeLife Freedom Tour 2020. And we'll have more channel visits, and we'll have more side attractions, and we'll have more lives with the channels we visited. So be sure to stick around and check out our new videos coming out. Subscribe to RidgeLife if you haven't already. If you like this video, smash that like button and share it out on Facebook and whatever social media platform you have, because it was really a fun time for us, and I hope others can learn more and go see the blue whale of Catoosa themselves. So until next time, I sure hope everyone has a blessed day, and go RidgeLife.